Hello and good day. I am Natasha and this is TAF TV. Today we'll be bringing you the very maiden edition of our talk show called Talks and Takes. Hereon we'll be discussing various topical issues affecting our everyday lives and the society at large. You don't want to go anywhere, you want to stay tuned in because it's going to be absolutely amazing. The discussions are going to range from a whole different range of topics, and we'll be bringing in seasoned professionals, creatives, entrepreneurs, and more so to have this discussion, bringing you enlightening information, inspiration, obviously, and much more hot takes. So stay tuned, you don't want to go nowhere. And welcome. On this particular episode of Talks and Takes, we'll be talking about a topic that is very relative. As you know, I am Natasha. Do you have a mentor? Are you a mentee? Have you embraced any mentorship program before? That's what we'll be talking about today on mentorship and individuals. And with me here, I have my delectably beautiful co-host, Ashley.
Thank you, Natasha. Welcome back, guys. So today we have a special guest with us who is well grounded in the mentor-mentee relationship. So please introduce yourself.
All right, thank you for this opportunity. Tammy Lawrence Ibanebo is my name. I am an accountant by training and then a security expert by practice. I'm a father with 3 lovely children, a fellow Institute of Leadership Manpower Development, and an associate pastor.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Ashley.
Yeah, so the truth is, a lot of people don't really understand how the whole mentor-mentee relationship work. They just assume that, I know some people assume your mentor must be in the same field with you. Some people think your mentor must be a spiritual leader. So please, can you just tell us what is mentorship, basically?
Okay, I'll quickly take it from a lay down explanations and discussions, definitions, and I have here a mentorship. Mentorship is a guidance provided by a mentor, especially an experienced person in a company or educational institution. So, first of all, the person should be experienced, the mentor should be experienced in the aspect or area that the mentee is seeking to be mentored on. All right, so 2, the person should also be very fluent, experienced, okay? And is also truthful and willing to be able to give out his experience to the mentor.
Absolutely. That sounds really, really informative and really interesting. So it brings me to the question: who is a mentor? As a mentor, do you necessarily, are there skills you need to have to be a mentor, or anybody can just wake up and say, I'm a mentor?
Well, I think in this part of the world, a lot of things are taken for granted. But when you travel overseas, you understand that even when it comes to certain institutions of higher learning, there's an office for a counselor, all right, where if the student is not doing perfectly well in the course, they refer that person to the counselor. So that counselor looks at him, look at his record, examine his knowledge and understand where this person should fit into, all right, and then provide him with the necessary information and advice on how to go about it. But back here, everybody just wants to
it's flying. It's, so to speak, it's something that is, yeah. So, just come out, and because probably you've read through a few books and have experienced a little in a certain field of endeavor, you just present yourself as a mentor. And probably, or you have a talk show like this, and then after the talk show, you sounded so eloquent and so intelligent, and people begin to call you and say, "Oga, come and mentor me." But I think it's something that has to do with proper grounding. Someone should probably have an idea, a diploma or something, a certification in that aspect. That's my thought. All right. Or with a level of advancement, level of achievement, all right, the one could say, yes, I could mentor you. Because sometimes I understand that mentorship could be formal and informal. The mentor should be someone that is really grounded in a certain area and had based on expertise, based on years of service, could present himself as a mentor. You understand? You understand?
Is it safe to say, because you clearly understand what it means to be a mentor?
Yeah.
Do you think that people understand mentorship, mentee-mentor relationship more now? Would you say that the whole dynamics of mentor-mentee has evolved over the years?
Yes, for sure. Like I said before, as the day goes by, we keep advancing in knowledge, and so most of the things that we thought, we know before now, we have a different understanding about them. For me, I think it has really evolved. A lot of knowledge has come into it. Reason being that when you look at where we're coming from and how we have seen mentor-mentee relationship, to some extent, I think we have really abused that privilege. People open their doors, open their houses, open their hearts to fresh persons or people, strangers, so to speak, and then they take advantage of them. They take advantage of the mentor. For me, you have to clearly define the terms. For me, because the mentor could also become a tormentor. Could also become a tormentor. Could also begin to manipulate the mentee, so to speak. Like if the person goes to achieve certain grounds, the mentor will want to come and say, if not for me, you won't be able to achieve this. But which is not proper, because what you're giving out should be a selfless service. Should be a selfless service. It should be something that you have given it out, whether the person excel beyond you, which is supposed to be your pride. It's not a problem at all. But what we see around is the mentor, try to manipulate and then make you become his handy bag, or, and then put all his weight on you and ensure that without him, you don't go anywhere else. And the other way around also, the mentee is also looking for a bag or a ladder
to hang on
to hang on to. So there must be, for me, there must be clear cut, spelled out, parameters to what it is that we're doing. Once that is set aside and everybody understands what they are here for, I think they will understand, they will go further. And better than what we
it
think
is presently. Okay, so you made mention of expertise coming to play a huge role in the mentee-mentor relationship. My question is, should age be a yardstick? Should there be an age range to say these people are proper for mentors or as mentors? This age range works as mentees, because when you say expertise, experience, it sounds like years of experience that now qualifies you to be what you are as a mentor. So should age come to play?
If someone aspires to be a security expert, for example, and wants to go into personal security, wants to go into my field, I think the person needs to come to somebody that has experience, all right, in that aspect to be able to put him through. Now, if that is not taken into consideration, the person is going to make same mistakes that I have made while I was growing up or trying to become what I am this moment, But the essence of the mentor-mentee relationship is to be able to cover those grounds and cover those holes, so you don't still step your feet or foot into those spots where I fell, all right, whilst I was growing up or whilst I was trying to become who I am today. So I think experience will go a long way. All right, there should be some level of, for me, there should be some level of age brackets. All right, some level of, because what are you really looking for? What do you really want from this particular aspect? Understand now that it's not every field that a mentee is looking for. It's looking for it's looking for knowledge in a particular field. For example, if it comes to media, all right, I should look for media experts to be able to mentor me in that aspect.
Okay, I have one question. Yes. But you've talked it's almost like, okay, you said media, the person must be in media. If you want to go into media, you need to talk to someone in media, right? So are you saying that mentor-mentee relationship must be career-based? Before you answer that question, let's go on a quick commercial break. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. So, sir, before our commercial break, I asked, mentor-mentee relationship must still be career-based? Must my mentor be in the same career line as I am?
Well, for the purposes of proper understanding, first question the mentor or mentee should ask himself is, what do I want to benefit from this relationship? All right? And if the answer is clear towards career, then it should be on that aspect. Because there are several different reasons for a mentor or a mentee seeking to have a mentor, right? It could be that he's a husband, he's not doing very well as a husband and wants to get to know how to be a good father or a good husband. It may not necessarily be a career. It could be in fact, whatever it is that the mentee is lagging or finding short, it could ask for a mentor.
Okay. I'm going to tell us a quick story.
Yeah.
At my former place of work, it was the normal thing. It's a school. A normal thing for the school authorities to assign mentees, that's the pupils, to any teacher as their mentor. So at some point, we found out that one of the mentor, a male mentor, was sexually abusing his mentee. Now, this leads me to two questions. First, is it okay for someone to assign a mentor to you? Actually, three questions. Is it okay for someone to assign a mentor to you? One. Two, why should your mentor be the opposite sex? Shouldn't the mentor-mentee be of the same gender? And three, this young man is in his 20s or was in his 20s then, and the student, a teenager, obviously. So do you think being in your 20s, you're probably not sound enough to be a mentor?
Wow. Let me start from the last question, then I'll get into the second, and the first. Like I said before, from my own experience, let me speak from my own experience. It depends on what exactly the mentor is looking for. There are a lot of people with experiences in different fields, and there are a lot of mentors, so to speak. So the mentee could make his choice. It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice. Um, he could try 2, 3 persons, in a particular um, instance, and then find one okay for him to. I want to be a billionaire, all right, for instance. And in Nigeria, the first person that comes to my mind is Dangote, all right? And then I try to find out what are his qualities, what is his educational background, because you must do all of those, background check and know if this person has the same quality. Okay, this person stand me? Am I too fast? Am I too slow? Would I be able to enjoy the relationship? Can this person accommodate my excesses? These are some of the things that the person must look out for before making or choosing a mentor. So if he finds the mentee, finds the young person in his 20s, okay, by his CV and then his experience, and finds and feels that this person can take on this responsibility, fine. Understand that it's a choice. It's first a choice. Okay, now coming back to that aspect where the mentor abuses the mentee. Like I said before, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you don't know the reason why this person is coming to you, then you will, by all means, most times, you will abuse that relationship. Because also, sometimes it could be defined, it could be well defined, but in the process of time, because of relationship, all right, most times it's not even the mentor abusing the mentee. Most times it happens, the mentee abusing the mentor. Most times it happens on the other side. All right, so at every point, I feel at every point there should be a check. All right, there should be a check, pause, check, and then redefine.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And Ashley, I will gracefully take on none. Okay, so now we've been talking about abuse. I'd make mention of something. So some time ago, I had this friend, a male friend that was interested in me, and I also had this mentor, a man. He was in his 50s. I liked what he did for a living. He was really successful, and I loved his work ethic. So we had the mentor-mentee relationship. I was with this friend in the car sometime, and my mentor calls me basically to check up on me. How are you doing? What's going on? And it's a video call. So we have that talk, and when we are done, my friend goes on to say, mentor, kwa. So we have that narrative right now, especially with youths, where we don't believe in, oh, really, that's your mentor. Okay. We already are marrying that mentee-mentor relationship with, this, it's not worthy. It's not something that is worthy. It has been so abused. My question is, do you think it is a worthy dynamic that we, the youth, should explore more? The mentor-mentee relationship, is it necessary that one is mentored?
Yes. Frankly, yes.
Why?
There's a lot of mistakes, especially with our youths today, because they just want to jump into situations without proper knowledge of it. It's important that our youth today get to be mentored, get to understand what they really want in life, and then get to know who has actually been successful in that field or career, and go and ask questions. So that, because everything that has advantage has a disadvantage. So when it is the disadvantage period, what do you do? Do you jump out? Do you fall out? Do you cry out? Do you cause others harm because you are in the disadvantaged period? Or are you calm to understand from your mentor that, guy, listen, this will soon come to pass. Just hold on. This is how I went through mine, and I'm sure that you will also go through, and then you will also come out successful, and then at the end of it all, they are happy. So I think on a very strong note, I believe on a very strong note, that our youth are not getting it today. Just want to get rich and just die early. All right. All right. Because they don't understand the rudiments of life. And you can only get these things done, or these things, or these values, or these informations from someone that has been older in that field, that will put you through, and then you are fine.
Okay, that is so important to know, because a lot of the youth, we want to be Cubanarized, live the Cubana life. But okay, so lastly, rounding up, We know that one major mentoring program that is almost informal but yet formal that has been predominant right from time in our country, Nigeria, is the Igbo apprenticeship system, where they take in younger boys, come and learn the trade, and then after a number of years, you're set up to start your thing, and then you learn from your master. The Easterners do that perfectly well. My question is, how can how can the government be able to come into play? Should the government look into creating mentorship programs where the youth can be able to get access to certain mentors that have made it in life? Should they enforce such programs so people can leverage off of it?
I think it should be a very fantastic, idea or thing to do, especially in our country. Being careful not to mention the name, depending on where this means, where you're watching it from. Because my country, it is well. It is well. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We are not. We don't plan for the future. We just say the youths are the future of tomorrow without proper planning. Nobody is really teaching the children or the youths how to become fathers or leaders of tomorrow. We just say some of these things we say are just on lip service. All right. So if the government should think of that or should do that, I think it will help. Most of our youths are derailing. They are lost. There are a lot of energy, and that is not properly put into use. And then you see the youths take up arms and then, do all sorts just to be able to exercise, those energy. Yeah.
I want to ask one last question.
Yeah, please do.
You told us you're a pastor, so let me come at you.
Oh, yeah.
Being a pastor, does it automatically make you a mentor? Because a lot of pastors go about trying to mentor people, mentor women about how they should behave in their marriage, about how men should behave in their marriage. As a mentor outside the spiritual realm, they try to talk to you about your career and things like that. So being a pastor, does it automatically balance it?
No. Emphatic no. Capital no. Yes. I'm using those words just so that when you hear me, you understand. I'm sure there are questions coming in. When you hear me, you understand that this one is no. Why do I say so? You are a spiritual leader. You are a spiritual head of an organization, a church, family. But there is a specialty that a pastor should have. The specialty that a pastor should have. I believe very strongly that a pastor is not cut into every sphere. No. A pastor, for me, it should be someone that has knowledge of this, a particular field. But when you come to spiritual angle, God, through the Holy Spirit, gives us wisdom to be able to handle some of these issues. For example, if someone is we're discussing offset, bisexual, all right, and comes to me as a pastor and say, Pastor, this is my feeling. I feel I'm a man, but I feel I have this feminine, feeling and all of that. I should be able to get someone that is advanced, adept in that space to be able to give such a person counseling, counsel that person and nurture or tutor that person on what to do. And then on the spiritual angle, I come in. I pray for that person. I fast for that person. I intercede for that person. And then let God do his own will. All right. So if a pastor stands in every sphere, he talks to people on medical aspect, he talks to people on how to buy land and sell land, he talks to people on how to get married, and he talks. No. You are automatically going to make mistake because you are not that vast. When it comes to social activities. But in the scriptural aspect, in the Bible, with ministry, I'm sure God will give us wisdom, or God gives us wisdom, to be able to handle some of these issues. But we need to channel them to the proper aspect to.
Thank you so much, sir. Ashley?
Yeah, I think I'm one of the Nigerian youths that don't believe we all need mentors. But I think I've learned a few things today that I'll probably think about. I mean, I've been a mentor to a few persons, but they were imposed on me, if I'm being honest. And but I ended up loving them, treating them like my children and all that. So it's good if you're lucky to meet a good mentor. I believe it really helped you to. You will not fall into the same holes that your mentor fell into. So I hope you guys learned so much like I did today. We'll see you in our next episode.